Make the best decision. You're the contractor. I respect your decision. I stand behind it. Let's move forward. So here's the newest acquisition. Already rocking and rolling. I got my landscapers ready to go with the pavers putting in here. Getting the yard cleaned up. I got artificial turf. The pavers have already arrived. You don't want to wait till the last minute to landscape and then you're behind. Time is money. So if I can simultaneously do the yards and the inside at the same time, we're rocking and rolling. So they're already prepping to put pavers alongside the driveway here. We got pavers going over here. They already broke this whole concrete so they can start prepping the pavers from over here, going over this driveway. It's gonna look fantastic. Many people want to know about pricing, right? They get in this business, they've never done a flip. They want to understand, what is the cost of the rehab. You can't just throw numbers in there and think I'm going to spend 50 or 70 or 100 or is it 20? So how do you go about getting actual numbers on cost of landscaping? How much is it per square foot to put in a paver? What is the demo cost? How much is it for paint? How much is tile? How much is a new AC unit? What's a garage door cost? So the answers to those questions are as such. What you want to do when you get into the business, probably find a mentor, somebody like myself or anyone who's been in this business for a while, to provide a cost breakdown sheet. So after you do, hundreds of homes or even 10 or 15 homes, you start to understand how much is the general cost of laying tile, $1.50 to $2 a square foot. How much is a brand new 5-seer AC unit? $5 grand. How much is a garage door? What are the pricing at Home Depot or from a garage door guy? You want to put together a full spectrum on an Excel sheet of exact costs. Paint, for example, if you have a 1,700 square foot home, you don't want to spend more than $1 a square foot for labor and paint. So basically that's, $1,700. So you want to focus on, again, the exact breakdown of all the materials, meet multiple contractors. When other contractors are coming out to bid the job, clearly they know that they're gonna have to be price sensitive. If you just say, hey, you're gonna be my guy, you're a referral, I wanna work with you, they're gonna gauge you on pricing. So get multiple people, be here simultaneously in an environment where it induces, promotes competition. Typically that's gonna drive the cost of labor down because people wanna work with you. So you're gonna start to develop, again, in Excel for every single item. Cost of cabinet installation, how much is it to install cabinets? How much is it for windows? Literally every single item detail possible, you're gonna break down in that Excel. So you can see, an Arizona labor is different than Chicago labor, or New York labor. So obviously I can't tell you specifically if you're on the East Coast or in Canada or in another country what your cost of labor is there. You're gonna have to develop the system in place to have multiple contractors bid the job and break it down not on materials and labor, but just labor. You want to source your own, you always want to be in control. So I buy my own materials. So I'm always responsible for the guys when they're buying at Home Depot or my specialty stores, or I'm pulling stuff in from Wayfair or Amazon or different, materials. My responsibility. I can always work on cutting costs of my materials. But then also you want to just make sure you're not getting screwed on labor. A lot of times if you just get one bid per home, which I've seen a lot of other guys do, the guys are making money on not only materials, but labor. So if you're very transparent in your costs and you break everything down appropriately, you're going to save money, especially when everything is isolated on a per item basis. So every time I meet my contractors on Friday and pay them, which I'm going to do at this house, I literally get a bid sheet because we know where we stand, and every contractor gets paid the same. So it's not like one guy's getting $2 a square foot for laying tile, another guy's getting $3. If you're consistent and you're getting a new contract and they want to bid and you're a veteran in this business, you're going to say, I'm looking to add crews, but here's my pricing. I'll literally tell you what I'm paying. If you want to do the work, great. If you don't, there's 10 other guys behind you. So you're going to get to a certain point where you are now again in charge of that pricing and you're going to show them. I understand that over time prices do have a tendency to rise, but within a certain standard deviation, with a small amount of deviance. So that's kind of the game plan. So I want you to show up, have multiple people when you're getting contractors to bid the job. Again, get them appropriate bid, isolated bids for each line item to get your best possible pricing. And then again, you can call a veteran and say, hey, I just got a bid on this job. It's X amount of square feet. I know you did a home there, another flipper, and say, would you mind just taking a look at these bids? Do you feel that this is appropriate? Is this high? Is this low? And what are your thoughts? It could take somebody, a veteran in this business, I could tell you in 3 minutes whether that's a legitimate bid or it's some fluff. I see people trying to take advantage all the time. Yesterday when I was speaking at the Real Estate Disruptors event, the biggest question I had to 3 amazing women who are in this business, and they feel that because they're women, contractors want to take advantage of them. They have these $100,000 bids. I said, that's just ridiculous. You need to tell those guys to pound sand. Find people that want to work with you, that want the longevity of the relationship, and also let these contractors know that you're not just doing one job. You want a long-term relationship just like everything else. And once they understand that there's a potential for a lot of business down the line, or maybe working with them full-time, time, I think you're gonna get the best possible pricing. So explain that to them that, hey, you're not just a one-off investor, you plan on doing multiple homes per year. Let's start with this one, let's see how we work together, how that synergy is. I want you to show up on time, and not just care about price, I care about execution. If you're gonna be the cheapest guy, but you're 3 months out, and I gotta close on this project in a week, you have to take that in consideration too. So if there's certain items that are bottlenecks in your construction, you have to factor not only price, but timing. So look at all the variables to make sure that it's gonna get done on your time, your order of operations, to bring the home from acquisition to disposition, the cheapest possible price, but also not jeopardizing quality. So in this garage before, this is crazy. There's a big wall here. This was terrible. And then you could come in through this bedroom, which is terrible. Now we have a full-size, big garage. We're closing off this entry weird door that was bizarre before. They almost had an internal closet from this room. We're gonna patch all this drywall in here, paint this garage. Got a beautiful property here. We're doing it right. So this is gonna get sealed off. Nobody wants to walk into a bedroom from a garage. That's called dysfunctionality. We also had all these lower ducts in here, which were horrible. So as you can tell, oh, he's draining the water heater right now. So as you can tell, everything got raised. I got brand new ducts in here. For a $500,000 home, you gotta do these projects right. Old frame, old doors, all gone. Again, do this thing right. We're gonna relocate this water heater. It's gonna be much better. Into another area, so we're gonna rerun plumbing, and this is gonna be a closet for this bathroom. I got a big 60-inch vanity coming in here. And even though the previous owner did some work, it wasn't up to the par of what we're trying to achieve on the disposition side. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to pull out their old work. And also, it turns out the plumbing work that they did was inferior. They didn't change valves and do things properly. So it's always super important when you're buying these homes that may look aesthetically somewhat pleasing to really do your due diligence and check behind the scenes to make sure that the work is quality or was it inferior, because ultimately you're gonna end up pulling it out. The home feels so much better before. There used to be a big, you walked in here before in this room, and this was highly congested. You had a huge closet, which you could tell where it was. So as soon as you walked in the door, you're feeling boxed in a closet. This home was tight and congested. Now it's wide open. We got good ducts. You're coming into the kitchen. I'm gonna do a really nice accent wall here. We got beautiful can lights that are in here. This project's looking beautiful. Only a week in, and we are cranking. I got one of my best contractors on this job. Open up the wall over here so it really flows so much better. People like big and open. This is gonna be the TV area. We are cranking. My man's over here just getting after it. He always got the can lights. He's got the drywall. I mean, full steam ahead. Already have landscaping working over here on the front. We got valves in the back. The kitchen's rocking and rolling here. Things are looking beautiful. I'm very pleased with this work. My guy's over here, Mr. Gabriel, he's a beast. Ladies, he's a lady killer. He's a man. And muy bueno, he knows it. So I appreciate this guy very much. You've seen him on my other projects already. We flipped hundreds of homes together, and we waste no time. It's super important to have a guy like Gabriel who knows everything from electrical to plumbing to literally build a house from the foundation. So I can leave the home, we go over the general game plan, and I come back and I ask him, Gabriel, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? Oh, senor, we should do this, that, or the other. And I respect him tremendously. So I let him make decisions on the spot and get things done properly. Our latest decision is the previous owner put an island in here, but there's no room for electrical. So we're gonna have to pull out some tile and do it right on a $500,000 home. People wanna have electrical in the islands. It's also code. So we're gonna figure that out. And things are really progressing really nicely here. Remember when I talked about making decisions? I tell them, make the decision, está bien. Hágalo cual es correcto y bien y que va a parecer más bonito, which means that make the best decision. You're the contractor. I respect your decision. I stand behind it. Let's move forward. Great idea. What he's saying is otherwise we have to float the pavers 2 inches and it's gonna look terrible coming into the garage and we're gonna have water issues. So let's do it right the first time. If that means cutting concrete or floating things up, so be it. But I let him make the decision and let's rock and roll. It's gonna look sick. Guys, thanks so much for watching the content on YouTube. If you're liking what you're seeing and you wanna go a little further in depth, do not forget to check out 7figureinvestorpro.com, where we're literally laying out course by course on how to get into flipping, how to get passive income through the annuity of income on rentals, scalability, cross-collateralization, financing, the whole A to Z, and the whole course is on 7figureinvestorpro.com. So I'd love to have you come along there and really get the full analysis from one of the pros here in Arizona. We'll see you on the other side. Thanks.